What up, guys? Chef Beardsley. Today's the day. We're gonna break in Savage. Finally, I got some time today. It is what, like 9:30ish in the morning. We're gonna break her in. I'm gonna do basically the break-in that's in their manual because I've had good luck with it. But there's a step I like to do, like with my heat gun here. I like to heat the engine up to 230, and then like come back down to room temperature. I got my heat gun here, so it's gonna get warmer than that. I have the heater on in here, but yeah. So I'm gonna heat this engine head up to 230. I'm gonna take this off so I don't melt this with the heat gun for now. And I'm gonna do that like 2 or 3 times just to get it. You don't have to do this step. It's just something I like to do. And another thing I forgot to point out actually when I was showing this off in the first video, all these screws are updated to Allen's now. They're no longer Phillips head screws, which I appreciate the hell out of. So I'm gonna set you guys up and just do like a fast forward to me like heating up the engine head, temping it. I'm gonna do that 2 or 3 times, and then we're gonna fire it up and do do a couple heat cycles, just idling, and then do slow driving, break her in, and then the next video on this thing is going to be old school bash video of Savages. Because if you guys look up Savage bash videos and watch like early 2000s bash videos of Savages, they're just freaking awesome. So yeah, I'll get you guys set up and start the break-in. Alright, so now that was that little, I'd probably fast forward through that. If you guys seen it, it was at 230, so now I'm just going to let it cool down to room temperature, which is around 55 now. I temped it before I started. And I'm going to do that 2 or 3 more times. And then we're going to fire her up, do like 1 or 2 heat cycles just idling, and then we'll do some driving around, man. It's going to hopefully go smooth. Like I said, this step isn't necessary. I like to do it. I've had good luck doing it this way. So, yeah, now I'm going to hang out, day drink, and keep breaking it in. I'll fill you guys in as we go. All right, guys, so I did a couple heat cycles with the heat gun. Like I said, that's not a needed step, but I like to do it. So now I'm basically just going to follow their instructions because I had good luck doing it this way. I might do 1 extra heat cycle because according to them, you should do 2 heat cycles with it just idling off the ground, and then 2 tanks. When I say heat cycles, I mean tanks worth of fuel, and then 2 tanks of just driving around at like half throttle. But I might do 3 idle tanks and then do my driving around. We'll see how I feel, see how I think it's doing as I go along. I have a hose attached to the exhaust out the door so I can stay in the shed. And yeah, so we're gonna fire this up. It's gonna be kind of weird firing up an RC and not hearing Bruce bark. If you guys didn't know, my dog passed away, so like it's gonna be a little weird. So let's fire it up, and yeah, I'll get it all on camera for you guys. I'm gonna heat it up with the heat gun first, and then fire it up. I'm using Bones Brew 30%. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Let's try this again. took a little bit, a couple MFers, but we got it going. I had to turn up the throttle a little bit just to get it going. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit, but we got it going. So now we're just gonna idle this tank, keep eye on temps, and keep going. All right, almost done the first tank. We're not gonna run it completely empty. We're gonna leave some fuel in there. I'm gonna kill it soon, and I'll update you guys. It went pretty smooth so far. Hopefully you can hear me. God, I love nitro. All right, guys, so that was the first tank. Like I said, I didn't drain it completely. I left a little bit in there. And I'm a fan of the pinch method to kill your engine. I don't like to plug the exhaust. So I pinched it, killed it. I'm gonna let it cool down. Pistons at bomb dead center, meaning it's not at the top of the stroke, it's all the way at the lowest it can get. So when it cools down, it's not gonna pinch the piston. I'm gonna put the glow plug back in, let it cool down. I tried to keep it between 220 and 230 the whole time. It did pretty well. It was a bear to start. It started for that quick second, and then it was just refusing to start. The compression's so tight. I loosened the plug up a little bit, still couldn't get started. MF'd it a few times, thought about throwing it across the yard, but then finally started. As you can tell, I was pulling like crazy. Finally got it though. That's just part of nitro, man. I love it. Like I tell you guys all the time, I'm no expert. It gets frustrating sometimes to the point where you want to throw it. But once it starts, it's like, what? So now, theoretically, it should be easier and easier and easier. So yeah, I'm going to let it cool down and fire it back up. Do another heat cycle according to them. Do 2 of these. I'm probably going to do 3. This one I'm going to cool down. The next one I'm going to fire it up. And then right when the tank's almost empty, add more fuel. And do 2 back-to-back hot. And then do my driving. Let's get to it. Started right up that time, tank 2, and I'm gonna roll no cool down right into tank 3, and then we'll go drive it. Getting easier. Woo! Alright guys, so tank 2 is almost done. I'm gonna add more fuel, let it run. And I'm gonna start brapping it, like just to clear it up a little bit. Not crazy, just blah, 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 just a little bit. And yeah, once that tank's down, we're gonna start running it, man. Let me see if I can set you guys up. Just a smidge, it's too high. I'm not going to touch any other needles. And yeah, I'm going to let this run, and the next thing you're going to see is it running, man. Alright guys, that was tank 2 and 3. Like I said, I did the first tank, then let it cool down. Second tank, obviously I heated it up. Second tank, ran it, made sure it stayed around 230, 220, 230. And then I didn't shut it off. I added more fuel, ran another entire tank through it. Every once in a while I'd brap it just to clear it up a little bit because it is super fat. But yeah, other than the issue I had when I first started it and it died and I couldn't get it started again, that's it. Like, it's pretty solid. So now I'm going to figure out a way to get you on the new controller that came with this. Get you guys on there, and we're just driving around out back, just doing little circles, half throttle, nothing crazy. Probably lower the idle just a little bit. I'm not going to really touch anything else. Going to leave it fat still. Run 2 tanks that way, and she's broken in. I'm going to put the head protector back on because my original Savage up there, I didn't have it on yet when I was breaking in, and I did a wheelie and I scraped the head. So we're going to put that on, refill it, and go. We're almost through an entire quart already of Bones Brew. This is what I'm using, Bones Brew, 30% nitro, 10% oil. And this is all that's left. And those just 3 tanks. So it's got a big tank. They've always been big tanks. So yeah, let me get you set up and we'll drive her. Alright guys, that was the break-in. Just a recap. We did the 1 idle tank, cool down. Did another idle tank, no cool down. Filled it back up, ran a 3rd tank. Then did about half throttle, driving around. It was super fat to the point where it didn't want to move. So I had to thin it up a little bit just to get it to move. And then we did 2 tanks of that. And then a 3rd tank, I was just slowly starting to tune it. It's still super fat. The idle's still a little high. I turned it down a little bit. Temps are good, but I can tell this thing's going to be an animal. It just wants to eat, man. I'm super pumped about getting this. because like I said, I have the older one up there. Pretty much the same engine. Well, it is the same engine and whatnot, but the needed upgrades. I am going to put the Roto Start, or Nitro Start it's called now, on here. I actually already ordered the shaft I need because I hate pull starts for this reason right here. If you're having a bear starting them, eats through your skin. I know some people hate them. I like them. Pull starts, yeah, they're reliable, but I'm lazy. I just want to use the electric gun to start it. Other than that, besides that one little hiccup I had in the beginning where it died and I couldn't get started again, super smooth. I can't complain. Like I said, it's still super fat, but slowly starting to tune it. We are going to do old school bash video with this truck. Go on YouTube, look up HPI Savage bash videos, and look at the old 2000s. Early 2000 videos. They're awesome. It'll sell you on the Savage, I guarantee you. Like, they're just badass, man. I'm super pumped. So I'm actually going to clean this up on a live stream, lube up the engine with some 3-in-1, and yeah, so she's broken in, ready to go. Look for a bash video coming soon. Pumped.